Datuk Hoessein Enas, or his full name is Muhammad Hoessein bin Enas, was born in 1924 in Bogor, Indonesia. In 1948, he migrated to Malaya at that time from Singapore, and he went to Penang and then to Kuala Lumpur. The name Hoessein Enas is no stranger to Malaysian painting. He is one of the earliest realist figure painters in this country, who is known as the father of Malaysian portrait painting. He is said to have received his early art education informally from tuition given by Japanese painters from 1942 to 1944. During the Japanese occupation of Indonesia, where a Japanese officer had given him oil paints. The history of the production of these commissioned works began in the early 1960s when he was offered a job by Frank Sullivan, who is an art patron who absorbed Hoessein Enas into serving as a government official, a research painter in the Department of Museums and Department of Malaya Orang Asli. The opportunity for him to work in these departments gave him many opportunities to produce figure paintings and portraits of native people sponsored by Shell, as found in the book Malaysians, including Pajau Husman, North Borneo, Sumazau Dance, and Negrito, which was all produced in 1963 in conjunction with the formation of this country called the Establishment of Malaysia, which combines Malaya with Sabah and Sarawak, which shows the diversity of Malaysians who are multiracial. Critics' interpretation of the painter's work, Muhammad Hoessein Enas, channeled many cultural values of the nation in his works, thus balancing the question of self-identity or national identity. His artistic touch is centered on portraits and landscapes as national markers by creating identity through clothes, occupations, custom, and depicted images. He explained the display of art is an important medium for channeling the cultural values of the nation. From Mulyadi Mahmud, 2001. Average Muhammad Hoessein Enas supports the concept of idealism and the image of the Malay people to further their cultural ethos. His commitment is about displaying social issues and trying to further the beauty and purity of the Malay image. Efforts to examine the image as well as relate to oneself and national identity is something that is very significant to the formation of the nation's art and culture. According to Ismail Ahmad 2012, the figurative genre pioneered by Muhammad Hoessein Enas is something that is very necessary to raise the voice that represents the Malay nation to the art scene. Portrait works of Muhammad Hoessein Enas has a certain message and significance by showing the world that the Malays are a beautiful, gentle Asian race and respect the value of their cultural heritage above all else. Among one of the paintings produced by Datuk Hoessein Enas, entitled Meminang in 1964, is a recording of Malay culture in the custom of Meminang. Through it is shown about courtship customs that still maintain all traditions. The work Meminang in 1964 shows the preservation of the old tradition of courtship customs with its order. Objects or cultural tools, materials such as the pak sirih or sirih junjung have a noble and special place in Malay culture from Syed Ahmad Jamal 1992. Not only that, examining the portrait of Malay girl in 1959 by Muhammad Hoessein Enas clearly captures a rural Malay girl who has an original appearance and is rich in the values of simplicity, from Munyadi Mahamud, 2001. It means that the critic explores further to record a character that is polite, which is beyond the external aspect. In the context of Malay culture, both girls and women are known as a group with a good manners, orderliness and high prudence. The Malay community highly respects a person who is good-looking and has a balanced character in terms of morals and personality. His portrait, Muhammad Hoessein Enas, tried to create a national identity by capturing images of local figures naturally. If seen from a social and economic point of view, his work entitled Woman Pounding Pedi gives an idea of the role of women in the traditional work of the Malay community in the village or picturesque village during their harvest season. A clear description of the traditional Malay economy and technology that has been inherited. While the work titled The Harvester by Hoessein Enas shows in the Malay community the attitude of helping each other has been very important since time immemorial. The concept of mutual cooperation and close relationships in the community is always practiced in the village framework without prioritizing remuneration. It is a symbol of the life and persistence of girls of her race that help in improving the economic standard of family life. Most of the works produced by Dato' Hoessein Enas are indeed influenced by previous artists, especially through the trend of realism, which is a process of replicating the physical world to the virtual world. The main subjects that are drawn are related to the recording of nature and real situations of daily life. Example of works: picking tobacco leaf in Kelantan in 1962, planting rice in 1989, and so on. Usually this trend uses conventional media in the creative process. Examples of oil paint, acrylic, watercolor, and color. The work produced by Hoessein Enas has had some effect from economic, cultural, and social aspect in building the identity and image of the country through the production of a work, where the audience can clearly and easily understand the meaning that the artist wants to convey. Apart from paintings, Hoessein Enas also produced works in the form of portraits, which also became the main works throughout his career as a painter. This is because portraits are not only a form of recording, but are also produced as memories for the artist in the paint. Able to show a person's profession, character or position in society, but also become a visual documentation material that can be used as a reference in many things, such as Mona Lisa's portrait, which become a study and grab for art historians today, where many artists in Malaysia have tried to produce works of art either in the form of paintings or portraits, because such works have tried to gain a place and become contributors to the national economy over time.